Good morning. It's Wednesday, December the 18th. Here's what we're working on this morning. House of Commons is now on a holiday break, giving the Prime Minister a few weeks to decide on his next move.
Big construction project on York Boulevard in Hamilton has wrapped up for now.
And the trailer for Karate Kid Legends is out. We are getting so close to Christmas.
So,
are you ready?
Well, here's the thing. A week today, at this time, I think there's going to be a couple little people by my bed saying, "Psst, Dad,
can we go?
Can we go?" Because you know what? I was that little kid when I was there. When I was there, saying, "Can we go downstairs?" It's such an exciting time. So it's a week today. Here we go. So the home stretch. So I know it's a stressful time for so many people. But let's just remember it's a lovely time of the year. So looking forward to that.
So. And today, for the first time, that great old gentleman is going to be making an appearance on our 7-day forecast. So here it is already.
All right.
All right. And today, how about today? It's going to be kind of wintry today. Not right now, but a little later on today. We're going to get a little blast of snow that's going to go by the horseshoe, and that could give us, everybody now, a couple of centimeters of snow during the afternoon. So the morning commute shouldn't be too bad, except for what we're seeing here. But later on today could be a little bit on the slippery side, so be aware of that. Our temperature right now is sitting on the plus side. +1 at the moment. Winds are light, but we're only going to climb to +2 for the day today. But be prepared for that little blast of snow this afternoon. We'll talk about it coming up. Look at this. We've got the 403 Waterdown Road camera. That is our camera. And as you can see, it is just grinding along here. The 403 heading toward Burlington, coming out of Hamilton. Go to our MTO traffic camera, and I'll show you why. This is the 403 at King Road. This is an MTO traffic camera. So Toronto bound, or Burlington bound coming towards us. We have a collision right there, as you can see, just about in the center of your screen. So a couple of lanes are blocked. Everybody's got to squeeze around that to get around that particular problem. So it's causing a slowdown back toward Highway 6, back toward the high-level bridge. But at least so far the volume's still fairly light. Nothing going on top of the Skyway. Generally, that's how it looks so far this morning. We'll give you details, of course, weather and traffic coming up right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has now canceled all of his traditional year-end media interviews. Energy Minister Jonathan Wilkinson says Trudeau is taking some time to reflect after the sudden resignation of Finance Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland this week. Wilkinson also says the Prime Minister is reflecting on what he's heard from members of his own caucus. There are growing calls from within the Liberal Party for him to step down as leader. The House of Commons is now on a holiday break, giving Trudeau a few weeks to decide his next move before MPs return to Ottawa January 27th.
Well, let's talk about that guy we just saw there. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has once again called on NDP leader Jagmeet Singh to topple the government.
The decision to call an axe the tax election is up to Jagmeet Singh, and Jagmeet Singh alone. He has got to end his hypocrisy and stop selling out the people and put his votes where his words are to trigger an election, to join with me in signaling non-confidence to bring down this government as soon as legally possible, using any means legally possible.
So Singh called for Trudeau to step down on Monday, but did not make a firm comment on how the NDP would vote in a non-confidence motion against the Liberal government. Poilievre says Canada needs an election because U.S. President-elect Donald Trump, quotes, can spot weakness from a mile away. Bloc Québécois leader François Blanchet adds a new parliament is needed as soon as possible, and he wants to see an election called in January. Blanchet says Trudeau has lost the political, moral, and ethical authority to govern.
But Trudeau still showed up at the Liberal Party's holiday party last night in Ottawa.
It has been an eventful couple of days. It hasn't been easy, and that's why I'm so happy to see you guys. You know, it's hard not to feel happy when we're like this, among Liberals, among family. because that's what we really are, a big family.
And then he added that there are sometimes fights around the holidays, like in most families, but that, quote, we find our way through it. Chrystia Freeland, by the way, was also at that party.
Ooh.
Oh, to be at that party.
Oh, goodness. Well, you know, holiday parties do bring out awkward conversations.
Yes.
Might have been a couple of those.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch our focus now and take you to Niagara, because police are investigating a single vehicle crash that has left one man dead. Police say a 24-year-old man was driving an Audi westbound on Regional Road 20 in the town of West Lincoln. This took place just after 5:30 yesterday. He reportedly lost control of the vehicle, hit a pole, and was pronounced dead at the scene. The collision reconstruction unit is still investigating this crash.
The tugboat Theodore II has partially sunk while in dry dock at Ontario shipyards in Port Weller. In a statement to Seaway Ship Watchers Network, vessel owner Blair McKeel says right now they're working on a refloating plan, adding that this is a very unfortunate event. There were no injuries, though. In June of 2021, Theodore II was moved from Halifax to Hamilton. Big construction project in downtown Hamilton on York Boulevard has wrapped up for the year after months of work. But this pause is only temporary. Simone Gavros joins us from York and Lock with more details.
Well, Annette, people can enjoy all lanes of traffic, but only for the next 3 months or so until that construction restarts in April of next year. But many people were pleasantly surprised to see that this construction project wrapped up earlier than expected for the month. But there are some roads that are expected to reopen shortly, sometime this week, in between James and Queen Street. Now, the project here started in early July. For construction on the north side of the road, that's when lanes were reduced from 4 lanes down to 2 in each direction from Dundurn to Bay. Now, work was then extended out from Bay Street to James on Cannon Street, and the focus of the construction has been to install water mains, update bike paths, and put in accessible sidewalks, which is something that you can see as you're driving down. You can see those new sidewalks that have been added for pedestrians. Now, the whole process caused significant travel delays up and down York Boulevard for those months that it was in place. And while drivers can expect some traffic relief for the next couple months, work is expected to start back up again in April. The exact day has not been shared just yet, but that's when road resurfacing will start on the south side, as well as the two-way conversion of Hess Street from York to Barton, and those details are going to be shared in the early spring. Now, many businesses along York Boulevard were also talking about how this ongoing construction has affected their business, as many roads along the area were closed off and made it difficult for many people to be able to get to the businesses. We're going to be reaching out this morning to some people here to hear more about how their reaction is to the road reopening and what the last couple months have been like for them. For now, I'll send these back over to you, Annette.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, the Hamilton Police Service Board has approved the service's 2025 operating and capital budget, and it's going up by more than $12 million. That is a 5.7% increase, which roughly amounts to an extra $35 for each Hamilton homeowner. The majority of the budget makes up salaries, wages, and benefits. The budget still has to go before Hamilton City Council for approval. That's set to take place January 28th at the General Issues Committee meeting at City Hall.
Sportsline time. All eyes of the basketball world. Well, they were on Sin City last night as the second NBA Cup final went down, which featured two of the best players in the league. You have Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo up against Hamilton's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and his first-place OKC Thunder.
Misses that. Jackson kept it alive. Gilgeous-Alexander has it. Oh, ball fake on a slam.
Yeah, Shai doing his best to lead the Thunder to the second in-season tournament title. He would lead the way for OKC as he normally does, but only with 21 points. As he struggled with his shot, as did the entire OKC team. They only scored 14 points in the third quarter alone, with Giannis and crew pulling away in the second. They would win this one pretty easily, to be honest. He would finish, Giannis, with a triple-double, 26 points, 19 rebounds, 10 assists in the 97-81 win. The Bucks, they drained 17 three-pointers. Giannis takes the MVP honors of the NBA Cup. Milwaukee wins it, which gives each player over $500,000 each. Bucks went undefeated in the tourney at 7-0. Disappointment for SGA and the Thunder, but more important games to come.
Lane Hudson still with it. Thought about the shot. Stick handling. Hudson. Caulfield. Line one-timer. Score! The hat trick.
On the ice in Montreal, it was all Patrick Laine and the Habs against the struggling Buffalo Sabres. Laine would record his first hat trick with Montreal in the 11th of his career. All three on the power play, all three from the exact same spot. Sabres free fall. Continues. They drop an 11th straight game. 6-1 the final. They try and stop the Hurts when the Maple Leafs arrive at KeyBank Center on Friday nights. And those Leafs, well, they're back on the ice tonight in Dallas, and they're going to be without goalie Anthony Stolarz tonight and into the distant future. He had knee surgery on Tuesday to clean things up after he left the game last Thursday against Anaheim. So Leafs GM Brad Treliving says he could be out 4 to 6 weeks, which stinks. We thought it was day-to-day because he has been so good and has one of the best save percentages in the league. Joseph Woll will take over the number 1 duties with Stolarz out. Ottawa Senators began a very long road trip with the World Juniors where they're arriving at the Canadian Tire Center. So they have a 9-game trip, and it began last night in Seattle with Tim Stützle putting this one away on the breakaway to make it 3-0, keeping their hot streak going. They win a 4th straight game. Another shutout for Linus Ullmark. He made 30 saves. Second shutout in 3 games, 11th of his career. Sens have turned their season around. They take on Calgary tomorrow night. Hey, listen, pretty exciting news for Niagara Ice Dog forward Kevin Heat, who is having a fabulous season, and he was rewarded on Tuesday, signing a 3-year entry-level contract with the Winnipeg Jets, becoming the first Chinese-born player to ever sign with an NHL team. 20-year-old is having a breakout season. He hails from Beijing, is second on the Ice Dogs with 23 goals, 43 points in 29 games. And the CFL offseason always brings plenty of movement. That continued yesterday. Montreal Alouettes have traded QB Cody Fajardo to the Edmonton Elks for the rights to McLeod Bethel Thompson. Fajardo, who spent the last 2 years with Montreal, led them to a Grey Cup over the Blue Bombers right here in Hamilton in 2023. 32-year-old, 9-year CFL vet, played for the Rough Riders, Lions, and Argos. As for the 36-year-old Bethel Thompson, he's a 2-time Grey Cup winner, and he is set to become a free agent in February.
12 minutes after 6 o'clock, it is Wednesday morning here. Let's get you into the day. That's not the way we want to start the morning here with a traffic problem on the 403 trying to come out of Hamilton to head into Burlington. You can see how slow it is right there. And we go to our MTO traffic cameras. I will show you why. Here's the collision. A little further along from our camera that I just showed you. This is the 403 at King. We do have emergency vehicles that have finally shown up on the scene, as you can see here. So it is fairly slow right now, and that's just about at the split as you go either to the QEW heading to Burlington and Toronto, or the QEW going to Niagara. You can see that is the problem right there. Otherwise, back into QEW at Wellington, St. Catharines, nothing. North of 2 going past the Skyway, all doing fine. Same with the Ford plant as well, right straight through to Etobicoke Creek. So just the problem on the 403 at the moment. All right, let's get to our temperature that we have. Temperature has just come up a degree, and actually now we've hit the forecast high for the day. We're sitting at 2 degrees. Winds are fairly light. The sky is overcast. It is a cloudy start to the day, and that's our high for the day, 2 degrees. However, even when I say mild, that's above seasonal for a daytime high. Winds will be fairly light, but there's that cloud cover and that chance. It looks like we're going to get some snow flurry activity as the late morning into the afternoon go on, and we're going to get to about 2 centimeters of snow generally around the horseshoe, and that's because that low pressure system glancing by us to the south is going to bring us that little blast of snow, and then a northerly flow, and that's what's going to drop our temperatures, and you'll notice that tonight into tomorrow. Today, just on the plus side, plus 1, 2, and 3 degrees, depending on where you are, but generally everybody a couple of centimeters of snow for the afternoon. Tonight, down into the minus column, minus 3, 4, and 5, so significantly chillier than it is to start the morning this morning, and we'll get some flurries. And then tomorrow, maybe just a little bit of sunshine. There is a chance of of flurries, but not an awful lot. Looks like it's going to be a mainly cloudy day. Temperatures tomorrow cooler, -1 to -3. So out the door this morning, 18th of December already. It's cloudy, light winds, temperature on the plus side at +2. Long range in a few minutes. Annette, Tim.
Okay, also our chit chat long range. We'll talk to Emily right after the break with a preview, and we are taking a deeper look into the downfall of the Canadian dollar. A number of events led up to it this week. 6:17 right now on our Wednesday morning. Let's say good morning to Emily and more on what she's got in chit chat.
Hi, good morning. Well, we're going to be talking about the brand new Karate Kid movie. They just released the trailer yesterday. Looks really, really good if you're into Karate Kid.
Sure, I am.
We're also going to be chatting about a new documentary on Mike Tyson, because of course he's been huge in the news. And coming up a little bit later on in the show, we're going to be talking about a brand new movie that surrounds Bluey, everybody's little favorite character.
I love Bluey.
Me too.
You're watching Bluey?
Yes.
Bluey is great.
Not all the time, but I love Bluey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
agreed.
cute.
See you at the couch in a bit.
I'll be there.
Okay, Canadian dollar seeing more losses this morning. It is down another 8 basis points, trading overseas right now at 69.8 cents US. Gold is down 30 cents. Crude oil is up 51 cents to $70.59 a barrel. Midday trading in Europe, markets are up across the board in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Okay, let's go to Asia now because markets were down in Tokyo but up in Hong Kong and Shanghai. North American markets on Tuesday, losses across the board. Nothing too substantial for Bay Street, just down 27. More concern for the Dow Jones, down 267, and some losses for the NASDAQ, but still an all-time high for them. But lots of talk about our dollar as we get into business news.
And let's go back to that. Our dollar slipped yesterday below 70 cents US for the first time since the start of the pandemic in early 2020. It follows a chaotic week in Ottawa, where Chrystia Freeland resigned just as she was set to unveil the fall economic update, revealing a $62 billion deficit, $20 billion more than was within target. The dollar's decline comes amid ongoing concerns about a 25% tariff threat on imports from U.S. President-elect Donald Trump. Bloomberg says our dollar is down more than 7% this year against the U.S. dollar. Now, the loonie hit its all-time low in early 2002. That's when it hit 61.79 cents U.S. Jean Chrétien was Prime Minister at the time.
Now, nearly a third of Canadians are planning on reducing their spending next year. This according to BMO's latest poll. Nearly 46% of Canadians say the higher cost of living, it's going to affect their financial New Year's resolutions. The main reason Canadians are cutting back is just general financial uncertainty and the fear of unexpected expenses.
Canada's population growth has slowed a bit to numbers not seen since early 2022. StatsCan says between July and October 1st, the population grew by 176,000 people to roughly 41.5 million. International migration continues to account for most of the increase, but cuts to the amount of foreign worker programs and international student visas have played into the slowdown.
Okay, let's look at business news on your Wednesday, December the 18th. Pretty exciting as we get into the 7-day forecast with Brian, because there's going to be a certain man in a red suit and a white beard that's going to be...
And a chimney?
Coming up on 624 on this Wednesday morning, 18th of December, here's the problem that we have. Well, one of the problems that we have. This is the MTO traffic camera at King Road, the 403. So coming out of Hamilton towards us, we've got left lane blocked right at the split there, as you can see. Emergency crews on the scene, just one lane getting through. We also have a collision a little further back now, right around the split off to go up to Clapperson's Corners, Highway 6 north from the 403. We have a collision there there as well. So back into St. Catharines, nothing at Mountain. Skyway's getting a little bit busier, nothing at Brodie, nothing at Lorne Park, and all doing fine at Burnham Thorpe. Okay, to our temperatures right now. Our temperature came up this hour. We were +1 last hour. We're already +2, and that is the heat of the day for us today. 4 for Toronto, but 2 Hamilton, Grimsby, and for Mississauga. So seasonals this time of year are 0 the daytime high, -7 for the overnight low. Those are our sun times and records for today. And for school today, we should be 2 degrees for the first bell, fairly cloudy. And then there comes that little blast of snow for after school. It'll be in the afternoon, maybe a couple of centimeters, and +1 will be the temperature coming home. So a couple of centimeters today and 2, -5 tonight, wind chill -10. It's going to be a much colder night. Tomorrow high of only -3 with a wind chill of -9. A little bit of sun for the day tomorrow. Again, flurries +1 Friday. Saturday, as we get into winter, -6 the high with some sun, -6 again Sunday. He's stuck already. There, yeah, lubrication. That's what we need, lubrication. Let's hope that doesn't happen on Christmas Eve. That's your forecast on that, Tim.
Okay, well, warm up the oven because today is Bake Cookies Day. I'm in for that.
Oh, the delicious unofficial holiday. It started in the mid-1980s, perfectly timed for this time of the month to get into the holiday spirit. So cookies were believed to have been introduced in the 17th century, and the word cookie comes from the Dutch word that means small cake. Did not know that. There are countless kinds of cookies in the world. Most popular, probably the classic chocolate chip. Your fave?
You know what my favorite cookie is? It's one my grandma used to make. They're called ammonia cookies, which sounds
delicious.
Sounds horrible, but you use baking ammonia in them, and they're it's a really strong peppermint. It's a very divisive cookie in our family.
I would say
but
so.
They're so good, and they only kind of come out at Christmas time, and that's it.
So you can eat them all.
I love them.
I'll go
I love them.
Oatmeal raisin.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Also a little polarizing because of the raisin aspect to it. You could slip a chocolate chip in
Molasses cookies are good too.
Don't know those.
Oh, they're very good.
Gingerbread cookies?
Yeah.
It's our potluck today. Maybe I'll supply some cookies. Cookies.
Did you bring anything?
No.
No.
Well, it's in the freezer at home. I totally forgot it. I went out to the store specifically for something for the potluck.
Everybody did.
Yeah. I swear. They don't believe me in the control room. I swear I forgot it in the freezer at home.
I do believe you.
So I'll go out after the show. You got to contribute something to the potluck or you don't get to eat anything. See you in a couple minutes.